Hi guys, this is Jen and I'm coming to you finally with my cookie recipe. I'm going to make two different types of cookies today and hopefully these turn out. My ingredients have been sitting here for a few minutes. Hopefully things didn't cool down too much, but we'll see how it goes. First one is a Snicker-Doodle type cookie and the other one is a coffee flavored cookie, and they're each anywhere from 2 to 3 calories a piece, just depending on how big you make them. Okay, hubby's doing camera work tonight, so let's see how that goes. Anyways, first of all, I have in here 1/4 cup of warm water, and then I dissolved ahead of time first 1 pack of these, just one. They have decaf or they have regular. These are instant coffees. They pretty much look like this, so you know what to look for in your grocery store. So just dissolve one of these in your warm water. Then you want to add 1.5 tablespoons of my Just Whites dehydrated dried egg whites. Okay, so I have 1.5 tablespoons of that. And then you let that sit for 2 minutes. Now, since I'm doing 2 different kinds, that's why I've got 2 different bowls here. All right, so after that, now this has already been sitting here actually over 2 minutes, so hopefully this works okay. Then you want to go ahead and on medium speed, get that well blended. Once it looks like it's well blended, then you're going to go ahead and turn up the speed, and you're going to add in 1/8 teaspoon of cream of tartar, and you're also going to add in, let me see here, how much vanilla? 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, and I use the imitation vanilla. Got that going. I'm going to go ahead and add in my vanilla and my cream of tartar. After we do this, you're going to want to turn it up to full speed and slowly add in let's see, how much of this do we have here? We have 1/4 cup of powdered Truvia, and that you want to gradually add in. We're going to go ahead, put those on my cookie sheet. You can lift up the cameraman. Sorry, talking to cameraman here. All right, and you want to put that on parchment paper. Now here's where it gets tricky. Sometimes they just get really light and fluffy, and sometimes they, I think it just depends on how warm your water is and, how accurate you are with your recipe. I think if you don't let them sit too long, they do get a little bit fluffier, but you get the general idea. Because you might actually have better luck. Once I made them and they were like really fluffy and airy. They were so nice. So these ones turn out a little bit flatter. They look more like traditional cookies. Sometimes when I get down to the bottom, I just go ahead and give it another little stir. Get a little more air in that last bit. Then I'm just going to go ahead and pop this batch into the oven because I'll just watch it. They do take quite a while to cook because you want to be slowly cook them. Okay, so that's the first one. How many do we have there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You got a, what is that, a baker's dozen? Might as well not waste any. Okay. That's so good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pop those in the oven. let that batch go. Rinse this off. Alright, now we're going to do the Snicker-Doodle ones. Now this too has been the warm water with the egg whites already dissolved. I'm going to slowly, a medium speed, incorporate that together. Really break it up. And then again, we're going to add the cream of tartar and the vanilla on high speed, and then add the Truvia, powdered Truvia. Sorry for all the noise. Now what I did with this baking sheet is I went ahead and put my cinnamon on the bottom. You do not want to put it in with the mixture, because if you do, they'll be like completely flat. That's why I've been trying to tweak this recipe to make it work right. So just go ahead and sprinkle some on the bottom on your parchment paper. And you're going to kind of smush it around. They might, you know, brown a little bit more because of the cinnamon on the bottom, but they still taste good. So I'm going to go ahead and get another spoon out for this batch. And then what I do is I kind of keep an eye on these, and I would say about maybe 20 minutes in, I go and you can kind of tap them. They'll feel like they're getting a little bit firm. I go ahead and sprinkle, I just kind of pull it out of the oven real quick, and I sprinkle cinnamon on top as well. So then you have, and you can also even put a little bit more powdered Truvia on top if you want to. Just be real, they're very fragile while until they set up. Okay. But you don't want to put the cinnamon on top now, or else they'll completely collapse and they'll just be like liquid. So you want to do that later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And there we got another 12. So we may end up making, you know, about 2 dozen cookies. And not including like the vanilla or the Truvia, but if you just count the calories from the egg whites, it there only works out for the whole 2 dozen cookies as 45 calories. So they're like 2 calories a piece. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in. Now, since I'm doing 2 different shelves, I'm going to have to rotate them. Now I'm doing this at 250 degrees, and I'm going to do them for about a half an hour. Well, first of all, I'm sorry, let me go back. After about 20 minutes, I'm going to pull out the plain ones, add some cinnamon on top, and put those back in. Then at about 30 minutes in, I'm going to switch shelves and cook them for a total of about 1 hour. And then you want to check them and see if they seem like they're done, if they're like kind of starting to firm up. After they're done, then you want to pull the parchment paper off your cookie sheets, okay, and you want to have them like on a cool counter, and that way they'll start to kind of lift up a little bit and they'll start to cool off. And this is what you come up with. They're so good. And, okay, I want to show you one more thing I like to do with these cookies. Now this is just, I know most people have lots of chocolate delight recipes out there. So this is just a real basic one. I'm just doing 1/3 cup of coconut oil. I use a Trader Joe's stuff. Let me see here. I'm just using coconut oil, 1/3 cup of that, the unsweetened dark chocolate because I like dark chocolate, and a little bit, just a touch of, I'm just using some kosher salt because it dissolves quickly. I don't even measure that. I just put a little bit of that in my oil. Alright, let me grab another spoon. I'm going to go ahead and put my chocolate in, unsweetened cocoa in. Now there's a lot of chocolate delight recipes out there. This is just an easy one for me. I just like to keep it simple. You know, you might like it less cocoa or more Truvia. And then I go ahead and use the powdered Truvia, which is an equal amount. It's 1/3 cup. And hopefully my coconut oil was starting to cool down on me. Usually I would have it warmer than I have it, but I think it's still going to work okay. You just want to make sure that you know, I usually kind of break up my unsweetened cocoa a little bit, or else it's going to get like kind of bitter, clumpy. You could put it through a sifter if you want to. I've done that before when I do larger batches. Okay, and then of course the powdered Truvia. Now Miss HCG Girl has a vlog on how to powder Truvia. I just simply use these. I have a Cuisinart, like this thing right here. You can see that okay. And I use the flat blade one. Oh my gosh, Brian, that's so tight. Can't get that open. Hubby did the last batch, but I use this flat blade and just put it on and then, you know, give it a good whirl. Wow, I think it's not sounding so hot. Okay, anyway, so you want to do it better than that, but you get the idea. And I cannot get this open. Brian, why would you do that? Oh. Man, anyways, he's testing me, I think. But anyways, you get the idea. So that's what that looks like. But, you know, check out her vlog because she goes into better detail than I am. So you can go look at that. But you definitely want to powder it. It works so much better in your recipes. Alright, so I just have here equal parts of coconut oil, powdered Truvia, unsweetened dark chocolate, and then a tablespoon of imitation vanilla. And I just like the imitation stuff, especially on P2 because there's no alcohol or sugar in it. And if you do want to use real vanilla extract, then you just need to adjust your recipe. The nice thing about this is, yummo, you can put it on top of your cookies. Okay, this is actually starting to thicken up a little bit because I'm taking too long. But you guys get the idea. Or you could even take one and then just dip it in there. You know, and leave it like that. But if you don't want to wait to eat those, you can pop them in the freezer and then just eat them right then. Now the thing of it is, I have noticed that sometimes the chocolate will kind of break apart when you're taking a bite. But they're so good. So you have like a cinnamon one, and then you have a coffee and chocolate one. Oh, they're delicious. And I think that was about it for today, right, Brian? Did I cover everything? Okay, so here's what we got going on here. You can see, why don't you come bring the camera over here. You see how those are setting up nicely. You see that? Okay. All right, guys. Well, there you go. You have my recipe for these yummy Snicker-Doodle and then the yummy coffee ones. You can put chocolate on top if you want. Oh, another thing that I've done. Let me grab this real quick. This is good too, is I take unsweetened coconut flakes and you can put a lid while your chocolate is still warm. You can put some of those on top too. I mean, those are delicious. Hello, you can serve those to anybody. Mmm. They're good. Okay, guys. Not gonna have chocolate on my face, do I? Emily? No? No? Okay. Well, I'm gonna say goodbye and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.